Are you drowning in little tiny pieces of paper that have notes written on them and are stuck everywhere in your life? Well, I used to. Now I just keep those around as props. But today, what I want to talk to you about is my capture method for getting all of those ideas, all of these little notes, all this important information, all in one trusted spot. And you guessed it, that spot is in OneNote. So stay with me. Well, hi everybody. This is Crystal from A Crystal Clear Life, where we focus on planning, organizing, and living a more simplified life. And today I want to talk to you about the GTD method of getting things done. That is based on David Allen's book, Getting Things Done. And he talks about one of the most important things is being able to capture everything and put it in one trusted place. Now, capture means the phone rings and somebody wants to set up an appointment with you. The capture means that you're, walking the dog and you suddenly remember that you need to pick up milk and dog food at the grocery store. Capture means that you get an email that comes in that is an invitation to a friend's birthday dinner. Capture means all of those things and much, much more. Anything that you might need to take action on or that you might need to be aware of for something in the future that needs to be written down and then processed in some way, all of that stuff is what you need to capture, okay? In the olden days, back when I was a secretary in my college years, I had a box on my desk that was an inbox, and people would come in with work orders and they would throw them in my inbox. The mailman would come in and put everything in my inbox, and I certainly could just go through my day working out of that inbox and processing those things, putting them where they need to be, typing those letters that need to be typed, and all of that kind of thing. Okay. Well, in today's digital world, our inboxes, I don't know about you guys, but I probably have 15 different inboxes with all the social media platforms and texting and messenger and direct messaging and all of those things. There are so many ways to contact people nowadays. It gets really, really overwhelming. Okay. So what I do is what I want to show you today. This is my GTD capture method, and hopefully it will help you a little bit as well. Now, do you have to do this in OneNote? No, certainly you do not. I do it in OneNote because the way that OneNote works for me is I store everything in the cloud. So OneNote can go from my desktop to my iPad to my phone. And so no matter where I am, no matter which electronic device I have with me, I always have access to my OneNote files. And for me, that is extremely important. So that's why I personally do everything in OneNote. But you could take these ideas and adapt them to whatever planning style you might have or whatever planning device you might use. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the computer. You can take a look at this, find out if you think this is valuable information. If you do find it valuable, I would appreciate a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're kind of resetting ourselves here in the month of August. I came up with a new weekly plan last week, and so if you want to see that video, that'll be listed here. Today, I'm working on capturing. Next week, I want to really make sure that my weekly review is set in stone, and I'm going back and making sure that I do that so that if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and stay tuned for that upcoming video that will be out next week. Okay? All right. Well, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. Let's jump into the computer and take a look at what I have for you today. All right, well, you can see here on my screen, I am starting in my very, what I call my basic month. This is just my standard basic layout that I create for every single month, okay? And the reason that I'm showing it to you in my basic month is because this is the blank slate. This is where I start every month with the information that's in my inbox, okay? Now, David Allen talks about breaking your life down into various roles that you might have and the responsibilities that go along with those roles. He also likes to add context to certain tasks. So, for example, if you have people that you need to call or text or email, you might be able to do all of that stuff while you have your phone. But if you are somewhere and you do not have your phone, say you're sitting at your desktop in your office and your phone is not allowed there, then you're not going to be able to do that call, text, and email, from your phone. So he likes to assign context to things so that you can group those things together and work on them when you're in that particular situation. Okay. I happen to have my things grouped based on what actually needs to be done. Okay. Because I am a retired teacher, I'm not restricted by being in the classroom or a school anymore. And I can kind of schedule my days the way that I want them. So when you take a look at my different categories, my customized tags that I have here on the screen, you might think, well, that won't work for me, but you can customize those tags or create those particular categories any way that you would like. Okay. So what I do is at the beginning of every month, I have this basic month that I start with, and I'm going to zoom in here and show you all of my customized tags. And the reason that I go ahead and start with this list on this page, for me, it's kind of like, maybe an index, if you were going to do this in a paper planner, this could kind of be your index. You would have maybe a different symbol or a different color for every one of your different tasks. Okay. I do them in OneNote because I use these customized tags, these little boxes here with the text in a particular color to let me know that this is an action item and this is something that I need to do when I have my computer in front of me. This is something that I need to do out in the garden. This is something that I need to do for Crystal Clear Life, my YouTube channel. I have things that I have to do for or at church. I have things that I have to do regarding, my finances, so that I call them budget tasks, things to buy, errands that I might need to run, calls or texts that I need to make, mail or email that I might need to do, things that I want to research, learn more about, craft items that I'm working on because crafting is one of my hobbies, talking to my husband about things and talking to my daughter about things. Now, if you're somebody in the work world, this might be where you have, talk to your manager about something or talk to the people who are, your one-to-one direct reports. So you could have different things for those people as well. Okay. Then moving on to some more of David Allen's big lists that he keeps, I have a waiting on list. Those are things that either are delegated or things that I've ordered and I'm waiting for them to come in or I'm waiting for them to happen. Somebody maybe needs to get back to me with information or a decision or something like that. I have a someday maybe list here that I add things to. Those are dreams or things that I can't do right away, but maybe in the future I might want to do them. Anything that might be deferred. Maybe I don't have everything that I need, or money has run out, or time has run out, and that just gets pushed off into later, okay? Then I have some other ones here that are new contact information that I might want to keep. If I meet someone new or, meet a new crafter or another YouTube content creator and I want to store that information, I can simply put it in here with the contact flag, okay? Restaurants to try, books to read, recipes to try, gifts to wrap. Now you might think, Crystal, that's an odd one to have there, but as you can see down here, if I can spell it correctly, I do have a category for holiday tasks, okay? And along with those holiday tasks, there might be gifts that need to be wrapped. So a holiday might be a birthday, it might be Christmas, it might be Easter, but all of those things usually have gifts associated with them. So if I have purchased something for somebody, I might put a gift wrapped tag next to it so that I know once that gift has been purchased and wrapped, then I am ready to go to give the gift when it's time. Okay? All right, so you can see I have a wide variety of tags here. You can create or customize any tags that you want. I do have videos about how to do that, so I will leave those linked here. I just wanted to show you that I create this master list in my planner for every single month because I can't create new customized tags on my phone or on my iPad, but I want to be able to use them. So on my phone, I can simply use them. So let me show you how that works. I'm going to jump over here to my screen recording view and let you see that, okay? So give me just a second to get that set up. Okay, so as I go here in OneNote, my screen will open and it will show me all of my recent pages that I've been using. And actually here is the inbox master list. So I'll go ahead and click that. You can see that's exactly the same page as on the screen. And I will show you here how I do things on my phone, okay? So let's say that I have an errand that I need to do. Maybe I need to go to the post office, okay? So I'm going to simply click here after the word errand, and I'm going to hit the enter key. And when I do, you see it's going to give me another little green box with a green arrow going, and I can then type in post office. Okay, and that will come up. And not only will it come up on my phone, if we jump back over and look at my screen on the computer, now you see post office has come up, okay? And so it's very easy for me to jump from one thing to another on my phone, which I absolutely love, okay? So I have the customized tags created on this list so that I can use it on my phone and my iPad, and it makes things very, very handy. Okay. All right. Now I don't want that on my master list, so I'm going to delete that. And when I look back at my master list on my phone and I refresh everything, refresh, see the little swirl going, then that is gone. Post office is now gone. Okay, now that I have that set up, what I do is I create a inbox for every single month. For example, this is the month of August, so let me show you my August inbox. So here's my August inbox with my whole list of tags over there, and you can see that I have added some things to this list. For example, there's a place to go to. I heard about a winery in the town of Annapolis, and the Great Frogs Winery. And so I went ahead and put it in there, and I put a link to it so that I can click directly on that link and go to their information page if I want to, okay? But you see on this page, there are all kinds of other things that I have already added to my inbox for the month of August, okay? So you see here, there are some shows to watch, and that's my tag for shows to watch. I don't watch a lot of television, but I happened to be with some friends last week and they were telling me all these different shows that I should be watching. So I started making a list because that's what we planners do. Okay, then I also have a fall craft idea here that was a link. I saw something on YouTube that I liked. I copied the link. I put it on my page here and wrote fall crafts. Okay, so you can see all of these different things. Here's a contact that I might want to do for somebody. So, you know, something like that. Okay. So it's very easy to be able to do those kinds of things. You can cut and paste things and put them here on your inbox. For example, this cute little graphic that I found over here, I found it on Pinterest, and I was able to clip it and bring it into OneNote. Let me show you how easy that is to do. So I'm going to jump out to Google. Okay, so here I am in Google, and let's say I am looking for a fall pumpkin quote. Okay. And it's going to think, it's going to come up with some images for me. Okay. And what I can do is I can go in and find something that I like. Maybe this is from, Town and Country magazine. If I click on that, I can then right click and say copy image, and then I can drop it down and go back to my inbox and I can paste it right there. Okay, now it is a graphic, so I can make it bigger or smaller like that, and it's in its own little container, or I can pull it out of the container. Now you see the container bar has gone away. Okay, and so I just like being able to store stuff, recipes, anything that I find that is inspirational or that I want to remember for the future, I like to put on my inbox page. Okay, my capture habit is two-part. First of all is setting up the inbox, not the physical box on my desk anymore from when I was a secretary, but now I have a virtual inbox in my OneNote planner, and this page is set up for every single month, and so as things come to me, I can dump it in there. If somebody calls and I'm sitting at my desk, like this, and it's remember about a baby's birthday, so I can just type in remember baby birthday for Shelly. Okay, and then maybe while I'm talking to the mom, she says, how about some balls or books or a new bib for the holidays. Okay, so right there I have information about the baby's birthday, what's coming up, some gift suggestions for that child. And if I wanted to, I could even go in here and I could go up to my customized tags on my home menu, and I could add that as a holiday task if I want to, because that is a celebration that we're doing. And I also, if I wanted to, could go in here and say, okay, here's some gift ideas. Are they wrapped yet? Have I done that? I bought the stuff, but have I wrapped it? Okay. So you see how easy that is to work. Okay. Now, when I am finished at the end of the month, or when I'm looking, at the end of the year to see if anything is missing, I can do something called a tag summary. Okay. So let me show you that. If I go up here again on my home screen, all the way down to the end, it says Find Tags, okay? Now, when I click on Find Tags, it's going to give me lots of different options. Let me make this bigger so that you can see. Pull it over here so you can see a little bit better, okay? There are different things that I can search for. I can search for tag name, okay? I'm going to put my glasses back on because it's kind of small print. I can search by tag name, and I could choose if I want it to search in a particular section, if I want it to search by the title, the date, all that kind of stuff. And then right here I have show only unchecked items. If I check that, that means anything that does not have a check mark in it will show up. But if I want to see everything, like maybe all of my books to be read, I will leave that as unchecked. And then you can see here are some books to read, the bookshop below, the invisible bridge, those kinds of things, okay? And as I scroll on down, I have cards that I need to mail, all the ones that I've checked, but I did not send a birthday card to Howard yet, so that lets me know that that's one thing that I need to do, okay? Then if I go down here to my contacts, you see I have that standard contact. There's always that one that's, on my page. And then Geothermal Grove is one that's there, and a plumber named Blue Atlantic. Okay, so I have those contacts. Craft items to look at. There are a Boo to You block and something on Facebook that I can click on that link. If I click on that link, it will take me directly to that particular thing. So let me show you that. I don't even have to be on the page. Because it will take me to the page where that is, and then if I click that link, it will take me directly to that particular thing, and I can see that it is pumpkin garlands, okay? And I thought the pumpkin garlands would be cute and easy and festive, okay? So I like that it is that quick and easy to use. Now, if I wanted to, I could go back in here, and next to fall crafts, I could write pumpkin garland, but I don't have to, because if I click on it, it comes right up, okay? So back to my tag summary. You can close off sections if you don't want to see, like I have a big to-do section, I have a lot of errands, and it looks like they're all, checked for me for this month so far, so that's good. There's that new gift wrapped. There's the balls, books, and a new bib for the holidays. Okay, these are important things. Make a pie with Samantha. That's important. Movies to watch, that kind of thing. So you see I have everything organized here on one particular page, okay? Again, at the bottom, if you look down here at this bottom section, you can look just in this section. But if I wanted to check this entire notebook, this is going to look very different because now it's going to find all these other things that I've done from the rest of the year, from January on. So I'll now check this notebook. You see it's compiling a much bigger list, and I have a lot of things that are now additionally on there. Some of them are things that have already been done, and some of them are not. But here again is that standard books to read, but there are the 2 books that I really still need to read. There's a bunch of budget tasks that I haven't done yet. And you see that I have people to call and text. I make a lot of phone calls, a lot of text, and there's one that I have not done. Okay, but on and on, you can see there's lots and lots and lots of things that I have done. Now, you may say, well, Crystal, why is it important for you to keep all these things that you've done? Well, if you're somebody that has to report back, do a weekly or a monthly review of what you've been what you've been working on, this could be very helpful for you because you would be able to report back all of the things that, you have done throughout the year. Okay. And I think that's kind of a good idea, to be able to do. Okay. All right. So I love my customized tags. I love the fact that I can see all of this information about restaurants to try and all that kind of thing. And if I don't remember what page that was on, I can certainly click on it and it will take me right to that page, and it will show me right here a restaurant to try was the Pharmacy Brewing. Okay, that's a brewery that's nearby. There's that Great Frogs Winery in Annapolis. So you see it takes you directly to the page that you might be looking at. Okay, here's the teapot. Where did that get stored? Okay, there it is, teapot in Watchapel. Okay, all right, so I love being able to do this. Now, all the way at the very, very bottom, I'm going to go back to not this whole notebook because that's a lot. Let's go back to this section. And so when it goes back, it, simplifies just to the things that are in this section, not all my other sections. Okay. And if I want to, I can create a page summary page. And when I do that, what it's going to do is going to take all that information, group it all together, and stick it on one page at the bottom of my current section. So let me show you what that looks like. So I click on Create Page Summary, and you see now what it has done. What you can see over here is you can see all of those different categories, all the people that I, mailed to, all my tasks that I did for Crystal Clear Life, all my church tasks, all the errands that I had to run, all the holiday tasks and all that kind of stuff, and everything all in one place. Okay, so I have one place that I can look for all of those customized tags that I want, and it is now down here at the bottom of my, my notebook page. Okay. All right, and so this was for the month of February. You see it's in my February section. Okay, so if I go back to my August section, actually, if I go to my July section and I say, check this section only, refresh my results, so it's going to look all through July, and then create a summary page for the end of July. Okay, then I have all of this stuff that I did in the month of July, and it's kind of a nice little wrap up of everything that I was able to get done in July. And I also can see if there are any things that are standing out that I have not had a chance to finish yet. Okay, all right, so there's a couple Crystal Clear Life ideas that I have not recorded yet, but anyway, you get the idea. It works really, really well for me not to lose anything by using this inbox page. Okay, so let's go back to August. Here's my August inbox. It gets very messy as the month goes along because things come out of my head and get dumped in here. But what I do as part of my end of the month wrap up is I will go through and I will move these things wherever they need to be. So for example, that pumpkin garland that I want to do, if I want to remember that, I may move it to a craft section that I have for fall, which I do have, and so I could put that there. Or if it's something that I want to remember to do in the fall of this year, I simply could go to that section, October section, or I could go back here to my long-term section and my long-term calendar back here. Okay, and I could add it to maybe September. I could put it in here. Okay, so I could go back to August. I could grab that link, click, copy, go back to year long, put it up here in September, paste it at the top of my calendar to remind me that I want to make these pumpkin garlands at some point in September. Okay, all right, so let's close this tag summary so I have a little bit more working space for you guys. And that's what I do. I take that information and I move it to where it needs to be. That's part of my, my monthly cleanup of my notebooks. All right. So that is capture for me. I can capture on my screen. I can capture on my phone. I can capture on my iPad at any point. And one of the great things about being able to do it, on my phone is also if I have something on here and, I don't want to, type it out, I can also go up here to the pencil and I can draw something. I can write somebody's phone number down. I can do all that kind of stuff. I can make a voice recording if I need to. So all of that stuff works great for me. It is a very quick way to reduce the friction, which means take away all the steps to getting something into my notebook. Okay. Now I want to show you one more thing before I leave you today about capturing. And that is when I go, sorry, let me get rid of my scribbles. When I go into my OneNote app, so I'm back here on the beginning and I have my OneNote app. You see it's top and center right there on the top of my screen. And when I click on that, I have these pages here, okay? Now what I can do is I can take my inbox for the particular month that I'm using. So here's my August inbox. I can touch and hold it, and then I can pin that right there. And now it is always at the top, okay? So what I normally do is I have two pages pinned that I use all the time. And the inbox is one of them. And then my health and habits tracker is the other. So if I go down to my health and habits tracker here and I click and hold that, I can also pin that one. And now every time I open OneNote here, you see my August health and habits is there and my inbox is there. Okay, so if I'm out and about, go back to the beginning, I'm out and about, I remember something, I click OneNote, inbox, and I can immediately, if I don't put it anywhere else, I can put it as an action item. Okay, just hit enter and I can voice text to call mom. Okay, so that is as frictionless as you can possibly imagine. It's not finding a piece of paper. It's not finding a pen. It's not finding, something to write on. And then you get all of this kind of stuff that, where did I put that note? What am I supposed to do? It's all in one place. Okay. All right. Well, if you found this helpful, if you're using an inbox, please let me know in the comments below. How are you using your inbox? What ideas do you have that we could learn from together to make your inbox run smoother for you, to take that friction away and to make it work better for everybody involved? All right, well, thanks for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, here's hoping that you can live a more simplified and organized life through better planning. I use OneNote. Until next time, okay, bye.